Welcome to the Digital Kitchen. I am your master auditor, and today we are running a full, unrestricted grade makeover kitchen audit. We are completely dissecting a foundational pillar of the Cambridge AS and A-Level Accounting 9706 syllabus, clubs and societies. Specifically, we are going to master the receipts and payments account. Now, if you're aiming for those absolute premium, top-tier marks across IGCSE, O, AS, or A levels, this is a recipe you literally cannot afford to mess up. We're going to treat your exam paper like a high-end restaurant service, and right now, way too many of you are serving up raw, unseasoned answers. Let's fix that.
I want to start our service by asking a vital question, one that causes so many candidates to bleed easy marks on the exam floor. Why do students struggle so much with interpreting complex texts and data in receipts and payments? Let me introduce you to my two apprentices in the Digital Kitchen today. First up, we have Alex. Alex is the overcomplicator. Alex looks at a club's financial data and just dumps massive piles of raw, unanalyzed factual definitions onto the page, hoping the examiner will somehow cook it into an argument. It never works. Then, on the other side of the prep table, we have Sam. Sam is the rusher. Sam cooks fast, throwing numbers together to create beautiful, neat little sentences, but completely forgets to actually answer the specific command word in the question. Both of these approaches lead to absolute disaster. The data is tangled in complex scenarios, and if you don't know how to extract the exact right ingredients, the specific context of that club or society, you're gonna fail the audit.
And here is why you cannot just skip this station. The principal examiner reports themselves confirm this. This topic is a staple in every single exam series. It is on the menu every single time. It's a guaranteed feature. If you master this exact recipe, you are locking in heavy marks before you even walk through the doors of the exam hall. But if you ignore it, you're leaving a massive portion of your final grade completely up to chance. We don't do chance in this kitchen.
To secure those top marks, we are following this strict agenda today. First, the exam essential. Then, the core cognitive domains. Third, the method mark strategy. Fourth, the top 3 examiner warnings. And we finish with the ultimate master framework: deconstruct, solve, evaluate.
Section 1. Let's inspect our raw ingredients and lay the theoretical foundation for clubs and societies.
Let's look at this raw response string. When my apprentice Alex tries to tackle a receipts and payments account, he just lists out a random assortment of numbers. That text tastes absolutely sour to an examiner. A core principle to remember here is that the theoretical architecture of this topic rests entirely on precise definitions and understanding causal relationships. This account is a systematic summary of cash and bank transactions. It is the lifeblood of the society. You need to understand exactly what causes cash to flow in and out. Why did the subscription money drop this year? Did members pay in arrears? Did they pay in advance? How does that impact the society's ability to buy new equipment? If you just memorize formulas without understanding the underlying why, the examiner's complex data sets will completely burn your final dish. You must know your ingredients.
Section 2. Let's look at the Michelin dashboard and see exactly how the examiners are measuring your cognitive output.
On our digital dashboard, you can see the 3 distinct cognitive domains or assessment objectives you must hit to max out your score. Slice 1 is knowledge and understanding, AO1. That's your base, that's knowing your formats and definitions. But listen to me, that alone will not get you a Michelin star. You must step up to Slice 2, analysis, AO2. Can you interpret the complex text, pull out the right data and process it? And finally, the hardest part, Slice 3, evaluation, AO3. Can you actually make a justified recommendation based on that data? When Sam rushes a paper, he completely skips AO3. He drops the ball on evaluation and instantly loses 60% of the available mark yield. The best candidates fire on all 3 of these cylinders simultaneously.
Now here is the secret seasoning that top-tier students use. The principal examiner reports explicitly highlight that candidates who reference cross-topic connections achieve significantly higher marks. You cannot view clubs and societies in a vacuum. You have to connect it to accruals and prepayments. You have to connect it to the depreciation of club assets. When you show the chief examiner that you can see the entire accounting ecosystem working together, you instantly elevate your response into the highest possible marking bands.
Section 3. We are moving to the prep station now to look at the method mark strategy. This is the engine of your exam.
Okay, things are heating up in the Digital Kitchen right now. I'm watching Alex and Sam completely break down trying to rebuild a response frame. Alex is shouting, "We need to overload the paragraph with heavy terminology." Sam is fighting back, yelling, "No, we don't have time. We just need to build a direct analytical logic string and get the final number down before the timer hits empty." And they're both wrong. I have to step in and stop the service. I tell them, you must follow this strict, standardized 5-step sequence. Why? Because Cambridge examiners award marks for the process itself. This is the method mark strategy. Even if you completely botch the final calculation, if your process is visible on the page, you scrape up the points. Step 1. Identify the key elements from the prompt. Step 2. Apply the relevant accounting principles. Step 3. Execute your analysis with crystal clear working. Do not do the math in your head. Step 4. Verify your results for reasonableness. Does a local chess club really have $1 million cash surplus? Probably not. And Step 5. Present it properly. Process equals points.
The crucial takeaway here is that extracting data and interpreting relationships is how you actually develop the professional skills the examiners are desperate to reward. They aren't just testing your calculator skills. They're testing your ability to act like a professional, culinary-grade accountant. That means applying the correct formats, using the exact appropriate terminology, and critically evaluating the performance of the society. When my apprentices finally get this, they stop acting like students and start acting like professionals.
Section 4. We need to pivot now to the trapdoors. These are the top 3 examiner warnings directly from the grading room.
Kitchen freeze. Hold everything. Drop your pens and look right at me. Before we unlock this 5-star paragraph structure to completely transform your final grades, you need to optimize your revision recipe right now. Take 1 second to hit subscribe on Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams and ring that notification bell. You do not want to miss our weekly grade makeovers, whether you are cooking up results at IGCSE, O-levels, or AS and A levels. Okay, timer is back on. Let's get back to the audit. You must memorize these 3 examiner warnings. This is how candidates bleed marks. Number 1, using the wrong approach for the wrong context. You cannot treat a nonprofit tennis club exactly like a retail trading business. Number 2, forgetting to check your format and presentation. It makes your work look sloppy and raw. And number 3, the biggest offense, providing answers that are not specific to the context given. If the scenario is about a sports club buying new gym equipment, your evaluation must mention the gym equipment, not just spit out generic accounting phrases.
So let's look at how we fix those dropped evidence links with our structural matrix. You cannot afford to ignore strict formatting conventions. Proper headings are not just a polite suggestion, they are a rigid requirement. Correct terminology proves you know your ingredients. Appropriate formats make your logic incredibly easy for the examiner to digest, and clear annotations guide their red pen right to your method marks. If your paper is just a messy, unformatted block of numbers, the examiner will not go digging for your marks. You have to plate it perfectly.
Section 5. The final pass line. Deconstruct, solve, evaluate. This is where we separate the basic cooks from the master auditors.
All right, I'm handing control over to you for a live compliance audit challenge. Welcome to the Viewer Taste Test Arena. Look at these 2 approaches. On the left, we have a descriptive level response. This is just a student stating definitions and blindly repeating the information the examiner already gave them in the prompt. It's a completely poisoned sentence. It shows 0 original thought, and the score drops instantly. Now look at the right side, the evaluative level. This is where the magic happens. This candidate is questioning assumptions, considering the perspectives of the club members versus the treasurer, and actually justifying their decisions with hard evidence from the text. This is a perfectly balanced, high-scoring block of text.
Let's run Challenge 2, the Visual Ingredient Scan. This matrix right here is your ultimate problem-solving framework. It moves you from raw data to a 5-star recommendation. First, deconstruct. You have to identify the given information and break that massive, intimidating paragraph into logical, bite-sized steps. Second, solve. Execute your calculation systematically and check for reasonableness. And third, the ultimate heat control formula, evaluate. Compare the different approaches, tell the examiner exactly what the club should do next, and prove it with the numbers you just calculated.
This is a massive, flashing red alert straight from the chief examiner. They note that candidates consistently confuse key terminology under pressure. So what's the fix? Always define your key terms first, before you use them in your extended responses. If you are going to talk about an accumulated fund, give a tight, precise definition of what that is before you start analyzing its balance. It instantly proves your foundational knowledge is rock solid, setting the tone for the rest of your answer.
Alex and Sam just applied this exact framework, and I am watching their Michelin dashboard meters absolutely max out to a perfect 100% score. This quote right here is the absolute gold standard. You have to think like a critical advisor, question the assumptions, consider the perspectives, justify your decisions. This is the exact plating technique that transforms a chaotic, sour response into a premium, top-scoring masterpiece.
As we close down the kitchen today, let's distill this session into 3 universal rules. The 3-step ingredient prep, which is deconstructing the data, the heat control formula, solving systematically, and the final pass line review, evaluating effectively. You now possess the exact structural blueprint the examiners use. The only question left is, will you actually apply this framework on your next pass paper, or are you going to fall right back into that descriptive trap? To make sure you stay sharp, subscribe to Ace the Exams right now. Click that notification bell for our weekly grade masterclasses, and drop a comment below sharing exactly which Cambridge subject and level you're preparing to conquer next. Class dismissed. Keep cooking up those top grades.